Hi everyone, you are About Town with Stephanie. I'm Stephanie, and today we are visiting the Winchester Airport. I am here with Airport Manager Zachary Colescott.
Hello.
Thank you for your time today.
Absolutely.
And let me just start off by saying we took a little tour of the airport this morning. We were a little unsure of the weather, so I've just come in from taking a tour, and I've learned more than I even thought I was going to learn just by going out there and taking a visual. So if you didn't know we had an airport, if you didn't know all of the things that our airport had to offer, then you're going to want to tune in for this. So the tour was amazing.
Okay.
And I learned, I wrote it down because I wanted to make sure that I had a city-owned public use airport.
Correct. Yeah, we are actually owned by the city of Winchester, and we're operated by an independent airport authority that is made up of 5 members currently who oversee the operations out here. And basically really all that means is that we run the airport on behalf of the city of Winchester.
Okay, perfect. And I've learned just a few of the services that are provided here at the Winchester Airport. Private charters, air taxis, corporate aviation, freight operations, we talked a little bit about that, recreational flyers, that includes flight instruction. I saw, some of the maintenance areas, fueling, and hangars. That's just a little bit.
That's just a little bit, yeah. We actually have a larger operation, I think, than people think going on here. And the funny thing is we run the entire airport with 4 employees.
4.
4.
Okay. And how long have those employees been here? I think there's.
So right now we are running the operation with 4 employees, 3 full-time and 1 part-time. Myself, 2 other full-time employees, and a part-time guy who's here on the weekends. My other full-time person who's here right now, she's been here, 15, 20 years, yeah. I think. So she really enjoys it out here at the airport. Myself, actually, as of today, I've been here 10 years. 10 years today.
There you go.
I love being out here. Love meeting people. Love seeing airplanes and seeing new things all the time.
What's a typical day like at the Winchester Airport? I mean, in the short time that we were here, we saw instructional flights, I guess I'll call it that, coming and going. We saw Life Force here working on some of their helicopters, people fueling. There was some things going on, so just a typical day.
A typical day just varies, and it's a lot dependent on the weather out here. We tend to average between about 10 to 20 operations out here on an average day, but some weekends we'll see upwards of 100 to 150 operations that take place on any given day. You will always see Life Force coming in and out. You'll see people who are coming and going, either cross country or just here locally. You I think referred to as kind of some of the recreational flying that's going on. So the recreational flyers are actually what we see the most of.
Okay.
They make up the biggest part of the people that we interact with, and they're typically people who are either based here, who live here locally, or just out flying their own plane. Maybe they're going back to where they're from. Maybe they're going back to New York, or maybe they're going back to Memphis. I have people from all over the place that have based their aircraft here. Or we have people who are on their way from Minnesota, on their way to Florida, and maybe they stop in here for gas. So it's really interesting, the people that you get to meet from that standpoint. But a day could be me at home at 3 a.m. getting woken up because there's cargo that needs to be unloaded out here at the airport. So days really vary, and no one day is the same as the other out here.
I can see that. I know when we were talking earlier, you mentioned that for you, one of the things that you see at the airport is it's sort of the front door to the community. Will you explain that a little?
It definitely is the front door of the community. And when I say that, what I mean is oftentimes the airport is the first thing that any potential new resident or any potential new business might see. So their first impression of the community is possibly heavily weighted on what they see at the airport. Very frequently, and I think I told you that, right off the top of my head, I can think of 5 or 6 companies who have come through the airport first before locating their business here. I think there are probably 2 more that are considering it right now. So it's very interesting to be on the forefront of seeing those things, but it's also a big responsibility for us. As I said, we only have 4 employees here, so to be able to maintain the grounds and maintain the building and do a lot of the other things that we do is a big job.
Yes, I saw you have some courtesy cars.
Correct.
So going back, I guess, to the recreation or big business coming in, taking a look around the community. Having those courtesy cars, if they're taking a break, stopping over, to be able to go out and you send them out into the community. I think that that's a real plus for having a local airport. What else? What are the other pluses for us being blessed to have a community airport?
So the other pluses, so you mentioned those courtesy cars. It sends the people out into the community. They can stop in and take advantage of a lot of the local services that we have here, and whether that be our local restaurants, maybe a local golf course. I've had people who come in to fly, they've flown in to go visit one of our local golf courses. They stay overnight in our hotels. They participate in a lot of the local events that we have going on, whether it be at the University of the South or it be in town at one of the other festivals that we have. But the airport also benefits the community quite a bit more than I think what people realize. I mentioned that we are the front door to the community, so it is what people see, but it also offers services to those businesses should they choose to locate here. We're able to arrange rental vehicles for staff if they're going to be flying in. We are able to unload freight from these airplanes if it's coming in or if it's going out. We're able to ground handle and refuel these airplanes. We're able to offer hangar services in inclement weather if somebody requires that. And all those things go just to reinforce a good quality airport. And I think when people see that who are visiting, it really makes them realize what a good community that they have here. It completes the community. I think I also told you too that on average, a community that has an airport is by and large more successful than a community that does not. We'll go back to the example of a business who is considering relocating to the area. One of the very first things that they will ask when they're coming in is, how far is the nearest airport? The airport offers flexibility for those companies. If they are coming from, let's say, Michigan, if they're coming that far, they can fly into the airport, go conduct their business, fly back out, and be home all on the same day. So it's a big benefit.
It absolutely is. It definitely is. Can you touch briefly on the TCAP school coming, the program, and how the airport might be collaborating with them?
Yeah, sure. I'm actually pretty excited about this collaborative effort with TCAT. We were able to get a grant from the state of Tennessee to construct an educational facility, which they will occupy, and they're going to bring their 24-month aviation maintenance program to this facility. And it's really exciting because it offers one more thing for local Franklin County residents or Franklin County high school students to be able to look at in terms of career. Right now, the field of aviation maintenance is an extremely lucrative career. I don't think a lot of people realize that or even think about it when they think about aviation, but within 24 months, they'll be able to come and leave with their FAA airframe and power plant maintenance certificate, and they can take that anywhere they want in the nation.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
We're quite lucky to have
blessed
all of
here, I
this.
think.
We are. We definitely are. I had participated here at the airport facility with EAA.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
They put on a benefit, a fundraiser that helps the Franklin County High School Band program, and that was something that I've looked forward to over the last couple of years. I know it's been going on forever. I think
it has been.
Okay. What other opportunities does the airport grounds offer as far as helping with fundraising or helping the community, or ways you can get involved?
Sure. We have tried to participate in many fundraisers that go on in town, and whether that be having somebody come out and run a fundraiser or participating in other fundraisers that are going on in town. I try to get out to as many of those as I can as well. But one of my favorite, I guess, philanthropic events has been participating in hurricane relief that goes on. I can remember going back to Hurricane Irma when it struck Florida. I have family that lives on both coasts in Florida, so it was kind of a personal type of an event. And I thought to myself, you know, I wish there was something I could do. And I remember at that time seeing on social media, a lot of people in the community felt the same way. They thought, man, I wish there was something I could do to help those people. And it turned out that there was already a mechanism in place. There's an organization called Operation Airlift.
Okay.
They are a completely voluntary organization, and it consists mainly of general aviation pilots and aircraft owners like myself who volunteer their time in their aircraft to take supplies to some of these more devastated areas, or maybe areas that are cut off from the rest of the nation, I guess. And the one I can think of in particular during Hurricane Irma was the Florida Keys. The Keys have just been absolutely devastated from the hurricane, and for the most part, you could not get ground vehicles from the mainland to Key West, let's say, or kind of down around Marathon. So I put the word out here locally on social media, and it was amazing the amount of donations that we received right here at the airport. I think all in total we received, just in 24 hours, about 1,500 pounds worth of supplies that included, bottled water, toiletries, food, just basic food, pet food, which is kind of a big thing too. And we loaded that up in an airplane, took it to Florida, where it was then taken to other areas that just were a little more remote that we couldn't get into. So that was that's one of my favorite, I think, stories here, and I've done that 3 times now.
I think that goes to show our community also. I mean, how outstanding and amazing you put out the call, and they show up.
Absolutely, it's not called the volunteer state for no reason.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So speaking of that, how does this local airport play a role in natural disasters?
Sure. A lot of times when you look at national disasters worldwide, the airport in that community will play a critical role, and it allows us to either bring in supplies or to have a base of operations, either for helicopters, maybe that might go out into the community to either evacuate people or just locate them. But it also offers a base of operations for emergency management if they need it here as well. I know in the past we've run exercises with either run exercises with a combination of emergency management, local fire departments, EMS, hospitals, fire departments, police departments, just all various organizations trying to get them integrated together in the event of, let's say, a tornado or any such event that might occur. So we do have a role to play, and it hasn't happened, I guess, for real. So
that's good.
That is good.
But you're prepared.
We are prepared.
Yeah.
For it,
So where can people, if you're interested in coming in, flying in, or getting a hangar, or information, flight school, any of the things we've talked about, you have a website, but how do people reach you? Where are we located? What do they do?
So right now, and it's funny that you asked that, because I'm always amazed if I run into somebody who maybe has lived here their whole life and have no idea that there's an airport here. It's a challenge to overcome, and it's just really education that's required on my part. But
well, all of us, that's what we're doing.
That's right, yeah. But we are located at 420 Aviation Drive here in Winchester. But if you want to reach us by telephone, you can call us at 931-967-3148. You can email us, Winchester_airport@yahoo.com, or just come in and see us.
Perfect, just come on in. So as we wrap up, any growth opportunities, anything happening here at the airport to look forward to? What's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mentioned that I've been here 10 years now today. In that 10 years, I think we've done between $10 and $12 million worth of capital improvement projects. It's amazing. The state of Tennessee is so easy to work with when it comes to grant programs. So we're very fortunate from that standpoint. But this summer, we're going to be doing an asphalt rehabilitation program that will take up about 30 days of the summer. As you mentioned, we're in the midst of trying to get an educational facility construction for TCAT. But as those things are going on as well, we actually have quite a bit of property that's available for development should a company want to come in and base an aircraft here or base a flight department, or just if somebody's looking to come in and build some hangars and either rent them out or use them to themselves. So we have that land available, we have those opportunities available, and all people need to do is contact us.
Fantastic. Not that the first two are not enough, what you have going on.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I appreciate the tour. If you haven't come out and taken a look at our local airport, there's a beautiful lobby area.
Yeah.
I think it's a great space to come and look at the planes coming and going, and give you an snapshot, an overview of other things that are going on in our community if you didn't know that. So again, I appreciate
Sure.
all your knowledge
Absolutely.
and everything, and we will see you about town.